We know one thing for sure. There will be a lot of quality time spent with friends and family, we hope, for you, and probably a lot of streaming and shopping. Today's Countdown Closer says cash in on that, right? He has stocks he says you can pick up before Black Friday to put yourself in prime position to profit. We bring in Wealth Management President Steve Dudash. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Liz. Happy Thanksgiving.
And you too, ahead of all of it. You are able to encapsulate in one particular name an opportunity to really, I guess, capitalize on shopping and buying and presents and food. What's the name?
So when we're looking at companies, especially in this environment when there's some uncertainty within elections, impeachment and recession and all that kind of stuff, we want companies that are making money, have a clear path how they're going to make more money in the future, and are in a sector or an industry that are continuing to grow, that are going to be used as a sector more moving forward. And so that's why we're looking at a company like Amazon, who, and we've been riding this train for a long time, but years and years, but they make a lot of money now. It's used more every single day, every single year. There's more part of the market that are buying things that are using that company, and they have a clear path on how they can keep their competitors out of their back pockets, at least for the foreseeable future. There's such a huge barrier of entry in that industry, and they've cornered the market right now. So when you're looking for things to add to a portfolio that is predictable, if things start getting unpredictable, I know we're at all-time highs with everything, which is wonderful. I love it. Don't get me wrong.
I get the whole shopping thing. Well, you do have to be careful because the price-to-earnings ratio is 79. That makes it expensive. Yes. That's an Amazon thing, I know. But if we're looking with, now let's call it 2.5 minutes to go, and we are just touching session highs a second ago, up more than 70 points for the Dow. We've got a bunch of records here that we're watching. Tell me, Steve, some of the names beyond brick and mortar where you can still capitalize ex-Amazon on what all happens around Black Friday.
Okay, well then if you want to look at, you can look at companies like, again, Disney. They're in the streaming industry. This is a little bit different play than what was in the past, but now they are going to squeeze out some of their competitors. They're going to be squeezing out companies like Netflix that haven't made money in a long time and had no peers or no competition. Now they've got a ton of competition. So again, companies that are making money and can ride out the storm. If things get bad, they can go into that and still make money on their other sectors and beat out their peers because they have the content. What are they, 15 million viewers, subscribers in way closer period of time? They're 1 million a day now or whatever.
Correct.
That is the type of growth projections that you want to be a part of and avoid, like you would mention, the old school brick and mortars, because right now the brick and mortars, and they have for a long time, have a big problem. Until they can change their business model, it's hard to follow that industry.
1.5 minutes before that closing bell rings, a triple record here for the Dow, the NASDAQ, S&P. We ask this constantly over the past couple of years. How much higher can these markets go, Steve?
There's no reason right now to believe that there's a major pullback coming in place. We have record low inflation, record low unemployment. You've got interest rates have never been like this in 500 years. And the one risk out there is the trade war. Like you had just mentioned, though, it looks like phase one is probably getting done here soon. So take advantage of that because that is the biggest unknown, the biggest weight that's been holding back the markets from even more gains. I know we've had huge returns this year. Some of that is artificial because of what took place last December. But this economy, take out the trade war, is as healthy as it's ever been. Well, it's been in a long time. And that translates into bigger returns for the markets and businesses.
And it also translates to 5 sessions in a row, folks, of a stronger dollar, and that tends to hurt some bigger names. But for the moment, we see raining dollars.